Can you guys hear me?
Check, check, check. Check, check.
We have to do vertical
What?
because evidently when I set the settings today, I forgot to check that, and YouTube won't let me go back. It won't let me go back unless I cancel the entire live stream. And there's 100 of you here, or 85-ish. So that's just kind of where we're at. I apologize. I know some people really hate the vertical.
I would also like to chime in, and I'd like to I'd like to apologize profusely for the vertical image. Technical stuff here.
Yeah, when I scheduled this morning, hi everyone. When I scheduled it, I thought I hit the thing on the screen, and evidently I did not. So I think, let me see what this does. If you have vertigo, look away.
Whoa!
No, it won't let me do it. Sorry, guys.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. So sorry about that. I really do prefer to stream horizontally because I can get more in the view, but hey, it is what it is. So
It's Friday.
we're just gonna go with it.
Just gonna wing it.
I scheduled this morning after my shower and the whole thing. Hi, George Glassman. I
Hello,
know.
all.
Ian's very disappointed in me, aren't you?
Never. After watching that mini bike edit yesterday, I was like, it's super
Yeah.
fun. It's
Yeah.
going to get painted. That's why we had to test drive it. So, when you're assembling, all the hardware has to get taken apart. So, yeah, that type of thing. I don't want to scratch the paint on a first try when the chain might fly off. So, it worked.
Can you guys hear us loud and clear before we get into the goings-ons today?
Wait, what's behind you?
What?
I don't know. Raise that camera up. Aha! Yeah, we're going to work on that Zephyr with some cool stuff. That Eastwood company, you've heard of them. They worked with us on the TV show. And I've had good results with their stuff. So I got in touch with their marketing, and they're like, yeah, let's work together. So what we're doing, it's a affiliate link, I guess you would formally call it. So you'll get a discount code from us should you need any of the things we're showing off. And I get to try out some stuff I've always wanted to try out.
Yeah.
Neighbors are restless. There's an exhausted town.
So I'm not gonna answer a lot of questions out loud. I'm gonna try to keep that to a minimum so we can focus on the work.
This is a product that does not wait for anyone. Remember I was talking about the body filler?
Yeah.
Waits for no person. So it's
Yeah.
catalyzed product. We haven't even introduced it yet. Mm-hmm. Letting everybody
Yeah,
populate.
it's a new product that we're really excited. And we just wanted to let everyone know we started a private Facebook page for those of you that are on social media. I put the link in the description and in the live chat. If you do want to join, please answer the questions.
And
because
don't trust Ian Roussel. I don't know
no,
who that
Ian
is.
Roussel, he's a bad
He's
one.
getting around.
But if you guys do decide to join the Facebook group, please answer the questions. We really appreciate that. It helps us keep the scammers out. So then we kind of know you're like a real person.
I noticed I don't do much of the admin stuff, but I noticed a lot of people weren't answering the questions, but a lot of people knew who Dude was. So that's good news.
Yeah, so.
Who's the king of customs right now? Come on.
Well, I mean.
Officially.
Is it
Barris.
Is it Barris or is it Gene?
He got it printed on his jacket. I mean, you could say Gene is, but I mean, he was the king of customs. I mean, it's documented. I need
So
a
we're
coffee.
giving you
I'll be
guys the
right back.
answers. Dude, Victor, and either Gene or Barris. There you go. And agree.
Definitely
to
not me.
Be in the group and just not be a jerk. Because as you know, those are not nice. We hide
Know
them
who
from
we're
the
talking
channel.
about. Don't be rude.
Dude was a good dog. So anyway,
Let's get it on.
391 of you are here, all
Hello.
you beautiful souls.
And that one ugly soul. We count on you too.
That's okay. We all need a balance. But for those of you just joining, sorry about the vertical live. When I set up the live, I forgot to change it to horizontal, and YouTube won't let you go back because YouTube tries to make everything hard for you, but that's okay. That's all right. We got this.
We're persevering.
Anyway, so let's get to business. You guys want to see this stuff? Oh boy.
Let me do my best Vanna White impersonation.
Yes, obsidian mirror. Ooh.
So Eastwood Company, you've heard of them. It's that blue oval. We've worked with them a lot. So I saw this actually on Instagram, and I thought, man, that's kind of cool because I am not a car painter. I can paint cars, I've done it, but I'm not a painter by any means. So my big challenge with painting anything with a spray gun is, I don't know how it happens. Every time I tip that gun over, it either drips out or the cap pops off. Of course, I'm using the cheapy paint guns, but yeah, I don't know. I thought, what about painting? You don't have to worry about the fumes, the spray booth, the whole deal. So they got this stuff called OptiFlow. So you roll it on. It's a primer. It's not a top coat. So it's a direct-to-metal epoxy primer. That's what we're going to be using because the Zephyr was sandblasted to bare metal. And then they have a build primer, like a high build, so primer surfacer, high build. So you can sand either of these products. So their claim, and I want to preface the whole thing by saying, during the TV show, I had to work fast through the stages of bodywork, right? They want to paint the car. They don't care what happens in between. I would sometimes, not so much 36 grit, but at 80 grit, I would take out a roller and I would roll on that high build or feather fill primer. I mean, blast the panel and then block it back. So I think this is a refined version of that because they have these foam rollers. When I've tried to use the foam rollers in the past, they disintegrated with the catalyzed stuff, you know. These apparently work with it. So you can see this one's super fine. So I have no experience with this.
What is that? That's what you paint it on with?
Yeah.
Fancy.
See, these are fresh eyes. I'm going on. If all of you didn't know, this is what you paint the car with today. Typically
Isn't that
you'll have
crazy?
a spray gun. So the big concern is, okay, well, when you're rolling the paint, aren't you gonna have lines in it? Aren't you gonna have a texture in it? It's called OptiFlow. I think that means it's the optimum flow. It's supposed to be self-leveling. It's supposed to level that out.
Interesting.
Now there is a little operator skill required, and I read the directions.
He did, just like 5 minutes ago.
Just 5 minutes ago. We just got this. So let me go through the things before we get into that. So it comes in a box. Depending on what kit you buy, you can check it out on their site, but it comes with a big old bag. And in that bag are a set of 2 sizes of rollers. You got your paint tray. You got these liners so you can just use them and lose them instead of having to clean up a whole bunch of stuff. That's another thing with the spray gun that was always challenging to me also was the whole cleanup and the chemicals and the this and the that. So I got some acetone should we need to clean up. But that's kind of the wrap. They suggest gloves, respirator, eye protection. You know I'm a daredevil. I opened this and mixed it. It doesn't smell bad. So I got the doors of the shop open. We got our ventilator on in the ceiling. I'm going for it like this. I've used body filler, fiberglass, everything. So, Jamie, if you're starting to feel the vapors, we got yourself some gloves and a respirator.
I want to take one moment. That was an excellent intro, first of all. Good job.
Second
of all, the name of the Facebook group, you guys, is in the description of the video and higher up in the chat. I dropped it earlier. And what was the other thing I wanted to say? Whoa.
There's that light I was just looking for.
What was the other thing? There was something else. I'll remember later. Anyway, but thanks for everyone being here.
Yeah. Any questions that you are rolling through fast? Anything like that?
I don't really see anything.
All right,
but yeah,
well.
we do have another video up today. Mini trike is rolling.
Yeah, that just happened. So again, to reiterate, we're going to do the direct to metal primer. They say 2 coats, about 30 minutes between coats. Not a heck of a long time. They said let it flash, hit it again. It's about, I don't know, what, 50 degrees Fahrenheit in here. Almost no humidity. So yeah, with anything.
It's like negative humidity.
Yeah, I even got a little stuffy this morning, but Yeah, it's
And
negative.
fake coats, he, however you say your name, he said he's got no Facebook. Bless your heart. Stay off the Facebook. Anyway.
There's a lot of scammers out there. So this is pretty simple. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. Sometimes with these other paints, especially with the top coats and the clears, you'll get 4-to-1 to 1, all these different ratios. That's what our mixing bucket here is. Eastwood did not supply mixer buckets, so I fortunately have a whole bunch. So that's what all these ratios are here. But for this, you can see it's a 3-stage, so you'll have your color, your catalyst, your reducer. So we don't have that. We only have the color or the primer and the catalyst. It's 1-to-1, so if it weighs that much, equal it up. We got ounces and milliliters. I don't even know what milliliters mean, but we're gonna go. They said for your first.
Milliliters mean milliliters. Sorry. Anyway.
Thank you. Now everyone in Europe is having a good chuckle. They said try doing 20 ounces at a first try because you don't want to waste material. You don't want it to catalyze and turn to plastic, and you do want to use it up. So this doesn't have 20 ounces, so we're going to do 8 and then bring it up to 16. We're going to mix it, and we're going to see what happens right before your very eyes.
Somebody said defuzz the roller first.
Ooh.
Thank you, Gregor.
That's a good point.
He's like saying it all caps. He's like, defuzz it.
Yeah, especially, so this is the very first coat on the metal, so if we did have fuzz, we'd have the opportunity to sand it between coats, but good point.
Who wants to sand?
You have to sand the whole car.
God.
Time and time, you sand, it's not a paint job, it's a sand job. You sand and sand and sand to 3,000 grit or more. Let me get some tape.
Ian forgot his tape. Thanks for being here, everyone. Those of you that just joined, it's vertical because I forgot to set it to horizontal when
Oops.
scheduling this live. So I'm really sorry. I'm gonna try to get Ian all in the camera.
That was probably really loud. I forgot. People were asking what my necklace is. This is the microphone.
These microphones are dope, you guys.
Somebody was like, what's with Ian's necklace? Is he like fallen and he can't get up? Is it one of those life alerts?
Nope.
So I'm considering that a defuzz procedure. Eastwood does, in their instructions, tell you to lay out some paper and condition the roller. But again, we're working on a sandblasted surface. It's fairly rough. So I have the hood set up and the fenders. We're not going right to the car because I don't know what to expect. And the car's pretty dusty right now. So, defuzz, thank you.
Thank you,
What's
Gregor.
next? Let's see what it does. And you know, one of these things, also with painting, it's like I always struggle pouring the paint out of the can.
Really?
Because it comes down the side. Everybody
Oh, that's
that
right.
knows cars and painting knows this. So they sell these little plastic tops. Do I have them? Sure don't. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. So you could smell this, right? It's not, you know, this is California too, so things have to be quite compliant to even be shipped here. There's a lot of product that won't
That's
be.
also why we were excited about the primer because obviously we're not set up with a paint booth in here. So
There's a lot of regulations about spraying paint. So we're gonna bring
get your glasses. John Connick, I'll get back to
Bring it
your
up to 8
question
ounces.
in a second. It's getting tense, guys. It's getting tense.
Whoa, there it is. So see how it drips even over the tape?
Yeah.
That's my struggle. Welcome to my world.
Stressful.
So an auto painter would chime in and say, well, we have a special prep table or something that we use.
But we're not painters.
That may be the case, but either
Because
way.
this car will probably end up taking the pictures and painting it down there.
Yeah, all the prep can be done here because we don't have much filler. So this type of sanding on the primer. Oh, another question. Am I grabbing the right activator? That's urethane primer.
Read the directions if unsure.
We need the epoxy primer catalyst. That's this one. Door jams, etc. You're not going to be able to get in there with a roller, so they give you spray, catalyzed spray.
Ooh.
So you got, if you're familiar with these, you got your little button. You put it there, boom, it puts the catalyst in, and you shake it. So you got your direct to metal epoxy primer and your surfacer primer. So yeah, you could do the whole thing apparently, door jams and everything.
Hi, Dee Dee. Thanks for being here.
Hello, we're painting or we're primering a car today.
And what we do to relax is we spend a lot of time with the dogs outside where we
Shadow
live.
loves the fetch.
We hang outside a lot.
Wow, look at me go.
Uh-oh.
Told you, I'm not a painter. All right, so you got 16 ounces. Let's put the mixer on that.
And drop us a like, guys, if you're here. Appreciate it. Double feature today.
I think price point wise, this stuff, I don't know what it costs, but I was going to buy it regardless because I didn't want to get involved with spraying in here with so many projects. Let's put that on slow.
Thank you, Mark.
So this is pretty thin. I wouldn't even consider a reducer if you were spraying this. If I was to use a spray gun with like a 2.0 or a 2.5 tip, this would flow right out of that gun just fine.
It's so satisfying to watch.
You should see when you do metal flake with this thing. It's amazing. It's like galaxies in the bucket. All right. So I don't really know how long you're supposed to mix this, but I'm starting to think that that's probably adequate. It's only a 1-to-1, and sometimes with paint you'll wait. I've seen painters do that. They wait till they, it's stewed a bit, I guess. All the chemicals are jiving. I don't know, any input? Any comments on how long we should mix that for?
Someone, who are you, said, mix it.
We're doing it.
I like that screen name. That's awesome. Victor is doing well. He and his nursery and family and everything were unharmed in the fires, even though there were fires in and around Silmar.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's the thing, man.
So.
You live close to them trees.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think that's pretty adequate.
Somebody asked, Bob G said, is there an induction time before applying?
Induction's a big word. So I think that's what I was describing, how some painters will let the thing sit there, but it mentioned nothing about that.
And Greg R said, Ian, mix 5 minutes. He's the same one that said defuzz. That stuff will flow into the cracks/seams because it's self-leveling. It can pool up in the corners.
Gotcha.
Thank you,
So
Greg R.
the cool thing is, for our first try, we're going to do the hood, which is a perfectly flat surface. Not even touching that car yet. But yeah, they also said use a sponge brush if you did have to get it into the crevices. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, definitely. You could tamp it in there and then kind of roll out if it drips.
For those of you just joining, we are premiering and trying out a new product from Eastwood. Basically, it's roll-on primer. So you don't have to spray. So if you can't spray at your house or whatever.
Yeah, and the smell of this is nothing, not even body filler or epoxy or
Only when you first
joking.
The other liquid you mixed was kind of stinky, but then
Fiberglass resin, yeah. All right, so that's that. I think we're just gonna pour this in here. Let's try to keep these clean because we already defuzzed.
Defuzz.
All right, let's pour this into this. And I think what he was describing with the induction period would be to let it settle. Kind of like, what do you do when you're cooking? You let it rest. Mm-hmm. You gotta let it rest. So, yeah. So I don't have a little stand for this. I do. I'll use that little
Thanks,
dealer
Moose
there.
914.
I think what I'm gonna do, because I'm not trying to use a bunch of mixing buckets.
I thought you said a bad word just now. I thought you said
I said bucket.
buckets.
Bucket.
Lee Hansen said it's an excellent product. He's used it numerous times.
Sweet. If he has any tips, let us know.
Yeah,
because
Lee,
this is
you
a
chime
first.
in, man. I'm over here reading the comments. Actually, the nice thing about filming vertically is I can read more comments.
So yeah, I just put some epoxy in there to keep that bucket fairly clean. I'm going to move a little bench over to our panel.
Meanwhile, look at the Zephyr.
So this is the hood over here. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not a painter, so I'm going to give you one tip, Jamie,
What?
because I've done it a million times. Do not trip over anything. We've got our tarp down. I have sprayed,
Look at this tarp, you guys.
I've sprayed the whole back of a pickup truck once. Beautiful tailgate, you know, just looking great.
Oh,
I open the garage door and the tarp goes up on the truck. So let's try to play it safe.
wow. Yeah, look at this tarp.
We cooked spaghetti on that tarp.
We did for, I think, 50 people.
All right. Got our tray, we got our roller.
I might even make a little cameo and do a little swipe.
Yeah, once we get into these fenders too, because this is going to be real simple. So what do I know about painting? Not much. Here we go. I'm going to get that roller kind of juiced up. So what Eastwood said was to take this and just kind of roll it out on some surface. See how it took the blank spots away? Mm-hmm. So that's a bit of conditioning, I think, also. So let's get it loaded and we'll put it on here and
Oh boy,
see what the heck happens.
cool. Someone said they bought a mug from our store and really liked the quality. We're gonna actually have some new exciting merch coming out. We did another collab with Heidi, aka Chuki Hand, and one of her good friends that does artwork for like bands like the Cramps and things like that. It's the coolest monster ever. So
I think it would be safe to say it would be my alter ego if I had
Yeah.
tentacles.
So like over here, it's pooling a little bit. It's a little drippy over on this side.
Oh yeah. Doing one side at a time. So I gotta say, it is flowing optimally. This roller has almost no texture at all.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we got that good. Switch to this side. And right over the edge. And look how fast, I mean, this is a heavy coat too. This really lays it on. When you're using the sprayer, depending on what size nozzle, what size tip you have, this coats a lot faster than the spray gun.
I gotta say, nail salons smell much more pungent than this stuff, actually. Like, it really doesn't smell that bad.
Yeah. California compliant. All politics aside, sometimes you get a benefit with less stinky paint. Yeah, that was pretty fast coverage. Now, this thing has a couple dents in it, so I'm working it accordingly. We're gonna have to address those, but the whole thing with these bare metal panels sitting around the shop, even though there's very little humidity, we ain't trying to get them rusty again.
Walter Walhout said, what's the dry time for dust?
I don't know specifically, but they said wait 30 minutes and coat it again. So maybe
that's
that's
right.
it. 30 minutes would give it a, I guess a surface tack or something. I'll put this on a little bit heavier because that side seems like it's more gray. The color is a little bit.
Douglas,
see-through on the side.
we think about 30 minutes in between coats.
Yeah, look at that. It is self-leveling. It just lays right down. That's cool. I'm glad we only made 16 ounces because that covered surprisingly fast.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to be rolling down the street in this Zephyr.
Yeah.
Get the edges, Ian. Get the edges. Thank you, Moose. And who are you? Great screen name. So
All right.
Kevin, basically what we're doing is we're trying out Eastwood's new roll-on primer.
So that is set. I think I'm gonna wrap this in a plastic bag. It's gonna catalyze, but I'm gonna try to keep the air off it. I'm gonna use the small roller for that.
Hello, yeah, hit the like button, guys, please. I'm asking, pretty please.
So like with house paint, Jamie, remember I would roll these up and put them in the fridge? This is gonna cure regardless, but let's just try this one. That laid down really good, but man, I thought that panel was straight. Can you see all those wrinkles in the hood? Raise the phone up and down. Look at that thing, it's waving.
Yeah, you can see it.
That needs to be blocked big time. You don't really know until you get a gloss on it. All right, so let's see what happens with this fender. Oh wow, these are even
I'm being very
spongier.
careful.
Yeah, whatever you don't lean on that hood, okay? Yeah, this one has a different sponge value. It's a lot softer. So it's cool because I'm able to get into that little contour where the headlight pod comes out.
A lot of Australians in the house. Hello, everyone. Hello,
Happy Saturday
hello.
out there, over there,
Yes.
on the other side of the earth. Magic of the internet.
Yeah, welcome to everyone that's here new. While Ian is rolling on this primer, Eastwood sent us some roll-on primer to try out.
So this is direct to metal epoxy primer specifically. These panels were sandblasted if you saw that show. Now we're giving it a rust-proof layer.
Yeah, PM, it is cool to see Ian in this medium. Since Ian left the show, he's definitely a lot more relaxed, and I feel more creative in his work. He feels good about his work.
Yeah, I feel good about it. Relaxed. You never saw this part on the TV show, or if you did, it was in between commercial breaks.
Well, you'd have everything neatly sitting in the corner, product placement, and then you talk about it for like a second. Whoa.
See, told you it's gonna happen. Without fail, gonna step on something. And that's always the best when you're in the spray booth and you lean up against the thing.
He is right behind you, like your
I know.
shirt is very close to it.
I know.
Douglas Hensley asked, does it have a rust preventative in the primer? A few people asked that about this primer.
So this it's called direct to metal epoxy primer, so I'm assuming it does. I've heard the term DTM time and time again, so this fender's beat up too. Once you put a gloss on it, wow, we got a good lump right in there.
So now I have a question.
Yes.
So when you paint your primer on and you start to see that, how do you then fix that?
So that's the cool thing. This is infinitely repairable, this primer. So, you know, at this point I can make marks on it, do the hammer and dolly. If the paint messes up, give it a sand, paint it again. You know, you would do the same with a spray gun if you're painting with an air gun, but this is just mix it 1-to-1 and roll it. So these are the very early stages of any kind of body work. Again, right now it's just to prohibit all these bare panels from rusting.
And what was that product, remember at SEMA this year that they were showing me at the Vintage Pro booth? Wasn't it something like that, like a spray-on thing to prevent rust?
There's a lot of products to prevent
Yeah.
rust, yeah. So
I'm new to all this kind of products, y'all, so.
I don't think you would want to put this over a rusty panel to say, you know, convert the rust or prohibit any more. I think this is for clean bare metal only.
This is literally so satisfying to watch right now.
But you're gonna do it next.
Yay!
We're gonna let this thing set up. Look at this dent here, a big crease right across that fender.
Greg R. and somebody else said that primer is a rust inhibitor.
Oh, there you go, thanks. Case closed. That's why I told you I could apply the paint, but a painter, I am not. All right, let's just give this a little love over the top, because this stuff does flow out really well.
Yeah, it does. It's nice. It kind of makes me want to paint something.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, I'll do this little panel here. And yeah, this is going a long way. This 16 ounces has already coated the hood and the fender. We're still got a lot to work with.
Somebody said everyone's getting zen watching you paint.
Getting what?
Zen. It's Friday. For some
I just
people,
want
it's
to say
Saturday.
one thing. If you're a fan of the great Bob Ross, right now we're seeing some happy little gray tones. It's covering the Zephyr. And there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. All right.
That's
Cool.
funny. There's been a few people that were actually saying that about you.
All right, I'm gonna pick up that hood all by myself and move it, and then we're gonna put a fender on there. And then you can paint. How's that
Do you want
sound?
me to help you do that?
Hmm?
Do you want me to help you do that?
No, there's braces under the hood, so I can just pick it up like this. Easy peasy.
Wow.
Yeah, cool. Man, look at this angle of the fender. That fender is dinged. So much for pristine car.
Wow.
Look at it. Just let the light go off all those ripples.
Somebody asked, who are your car building icons?
I think we've covered this, of course. All the
Let's
greats.
Talk about it.
Barris, Winfield,
We're giving you-
Starbird.
We're giving you guys the
Roth.
answers to our Facebook page, top secret questions to join our group.
But modern day car builders, there's a lot also.
So much
I
talent.
mean, just look around. I occasionally give credit to people that inspire me on the gram, etc.
Well, paper to pavement, that guy,
Yeah.
like, wow, wow, wow.
But also Metal Master Seppi, I think is how you call it, his name. He's building these crazy Porsches out of aluminum by hand. Are they Porsches because he's building them? Porsche-styled cars? Mm-hmm. You're up.
Oh,
All right, so what I just did, you should do the same thing. Let me move this over here.
well, now it's,
I got
what is
one
it?
drip.
You do one,
Got one drip I want
you
to
show
address.
one, teach one, or something like that. When I
Yeah.
was a nurse, that's how it went.
I think if you trying to make an analogy or something like that, you paint the lady's car, she gets to paint the car. You teach the lady to paint the car, she's a car painter forever, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. All right, you're on. Still got plenty of paint left too. Primer.
Oh boy.
It's all you.
Oh gosh.
All right, whatever you do, don't mess it up. You got this.
So how do I do this now? I was like so focused on
Sure.
holding the camera.
Well, I mean, you painted all the stuff on the house. Same story.
So it's the same way, so I can start anywhere on it? Or would you say-
Well, looking at this fender here,
Uh-huh.
it's still quite shiny, so it hasn't even come close to tapping.
So should I
that
start
all
at
the
like
time.
one side and then go like,
Sure. Just understand that the panel might wiggle. Won't fall off, but it might wiggle a
okay,
little bit.
thank you for telling me that. Here goes nothing.
So, and they say you don't really have to push on the panel
Yeah.
either. Whoa. Natural.
Yeah, you really don't have to push on it.
Hmm?
You really don't have to push on it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when you paint a wall in the house,
Yeah, because the
kinda have
walls
to
in the
give
house
it
have
a-
a texture, yeah. Exactly. So now I'm gonna read the comments. See that? I'm gonna just take a seat right here. I'm gonna enjoy myself for a moment. Not that I wasn't enjoying doing that. All right, so James is asking, what's inspired Ian to get tats? It's the iconic Flash comic book. Actually, I just had a moment where I wanted to be a superhero, so I came up with this crazy idea, and my brother-in-law actually applied them. He's a really good tattoo artist.
yeah, you really don't have to put much on it.
Yeah, no, because the metal has almost zero texture.
It's like
so-
light as a feather.
Yeah.
What did I do?
You got 1 point. You got 1 vote that you paint better than me. So you can just finish up that car. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. John is asking, what motivates you? Hopefully he's asking me. Jamie, what motivates you?
Just being able to do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. And living my truth.
Our YouTube experience.
I'm very esoteric, you guys, so if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see some of my stories.
Yeah. The thing that motivates me is that I get hungry and I want to earn some money to get food.
No, I think what motivates me is I just like, I don't know, I like having a good time. I like having fun and doing what I love. And I really do. Uh-oh. I'm running into some trouble. I got it.
Ace has asked, is that primer? Ace, yes it is. Feel free to rewind this when the live is over and you'll see. We'll do a wrap up at the end also.
But yeah, it's roll-on
Eastwood
primer.
Company has supplied us with some roll-on direct-to-metal primer and also some build primer, some surfacing primer that you put on with rollers instead of spraying and getting your whole shop full of overspray. John is asking, thoughts on electric vehicles? Yes, I have thoughts on them.
we do have a hybrid.
Yeah, we have a hybrid.
But I don't think we'll ever go to fully electric.
I won't go to fully electric.
I won't.
Our hybrid is fun to drive. It's surprisingly fast. It's a Hyundai. And,
That's about as close to electric as we're going to get.
yeah, it's a cool car. Yeah, I think electric vehicles are just a large political conversation and not one that I want to partake in.
Well, my whole thing is like the gas engine, right? Like,
Well,
I don't know.
sound cool.
It's like driving Persephone. Like, I love driving her, and it's because she's a gas vehicle. I have to change her gears.
Yeah, our hybrid has a sound. It's just like.
It sounds like a
sounds like
UFO.
a video game.
Okay, this is surprisingly really enjoyable to do.
Hold on. Testimonial.
Huh?
Testimonial.
I was not expecting it to be this easy. I was a little afraid. I didn't want to mess up the Zephyr. So this is actually really easy. Why can't they make car paint like this?
Look at that dent right there. Everybody catching that? Look at that shine. Yep, they're coming out of the woodwork now that we got some gloss on this thing. Bink. But that's cool. Now we can read the surface. When there was all that patina and mismatched color, we thought the car was straight. I mean, it is, considering. Some things are wrecked and misshapen. Richard asks, are we going to paint the undersides? Yes, we are. Right now, we're doing a preliminary coat just to stop any surface rust, because this was sandblasted almost a month ago, do you think? So, yeah, we just want to get something put on here. The undersides haven't really been touched yet. So this is the first
But we're not
step.
going to do that today.
No, not today. Wow, it's really windy.
I know.
In case anybody forgot, we're in the middle of the desert still. And this shop is rattling. John is asking the color for the car. So it's going to be super mellow. I don't want to give it away 100%, but like a Navajo white, something just a little off-white antique.
With a little like pearl.
A little
in
flare, yeah.
If you see the Evil van, I did a live from SEMA with the Evil van. The white on that car, it'll be about kind of like that. I just gave it away.
A little pearl effect. Someone just mentioned, I think 2 coats would be enough, and you're correct.
I agree completely.
That's what they said in the destruction manual.
I never thought in my whole life that I would be painting primer on a 1937 Zephyr. And when somebody asks what keeps me motivated, it's moments like this where you're like doing something that like you never imagined yourself to do. That's what motivates me, really, I think the most.
Someone said Snowfield Gray looks almost white. We'll have to remember that name too. Some was surprised we're not going to paint it pink and purple.
Oh gosh.
There's a time and a place.
Purple is beautiful.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As is
Speaking of
pink.
pink and purple,
And I
we
love
got our
pink.
trike body over there. There's always room for that.
So should I go back over it, or what do you think?
You're the painter. If you want to hold this, I'll set up the next panel. We can
Oh,
always
wow.
add more, and if there's drips and texture, we could sand it back.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Oh, somebody mentioned the car would be badass with Detroit steel wheels. And I'm going to take a moment to talk about that because I don't like to spend a lot of money on stuff. So what these are Crown Vic. These are police car 17-inch rims. These are going to be the final choice for this car. You can see the offset on them. They keep these wide tires inside the fenders, and it steers. I have chrome trim rings that'll go here, and then the stock Zephyr cap will go here with like a little band to cover the holes in it. So they'll look almost like stock Lincoln wheels, but they'll be steel and 17-inch.
I'm really glad I had this idea to do this live today. This is a lot of fun.
We had so much fun on the mini bike thing. Jamie was like, let's just keep the ball rolling.
Keep this vibe going this week.
Because we had a good vacation, but I think we're both workers at heart.
Yeah.
You can only do so much lounging by the seaside. I gotta say, Hawaii.
It was really nice. We had a lovely honeymoon. And for those of you that are on here from Hawaii, the welcoming of the island is just incredible. It's just so thank you. Mahalo.
Yeah, we went to Kona and it was just otherworldly.
So
I had no idea. All right, cool.
Yay, I feel so satisfied. Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of votes for steel wheels. Because, I mean, I love the old school mags, don't get me wrong, but this car, it didn't speak of anything except the classic look, so. All right, how's that?
Yeah,
Still online?
it's gorgeous. I think so.
All right, cool. So this one just got painted. I'm gonna take the tie wire off of this and switch it out. How long are we going as far as time? Because what do we want to do, about an hour?
We're at 42 minutes. Yeah, James, we love retro as well.
Try not to drop this. So the trunk, the deck lid has a pretty good bang in the back of that. So we're not gonna mess with that. This one's gonna need some real cut and weld. So the license plate was here, this is the bottom. It got hit, so we're gonna have to cut that and we'll make an episode on that one.
I have a question. Do we have a license plate holder, the original one for this one?
No.
So somebody sent an email that they have a license plate holder. Let me hold that thought, I'll remember. It's
Sweet.
really cool too.
And a question also, if you're watching, does the Zephyr plate go in the center or does it go on the tail light like so many other cars you see? Because we have the tail lights, I haven't even looked at it because sometimes they're just up. I think Scotty Chop's car
His is up
on the
into the
fender.
side, I think.
Yeah. All right, let's stack up
Ooh,
another
Kip,
one.
that sounds very nice. I like that. Just some ideas for the car. I think the inside of the car, we're gonna do some kind of like, I know it's gonna sound crazy, maybe like a blue tealish kind of thing, kind of 1930s color.
So we are getting a little bit low on primer, but 16 ounces and we're on our fourth panel. Yeah, we're on our fourth panel. So that's a pretty good, liquid to coverage area.
Yeah, and then when you're done with that one, I'll do the last one, and then we'll.
Yeah, we're gonna have to mix up some more. We'll
Hi,
do the same
Lynn.
thing. We're getting a little low on material right now, so I'm gonna put a lighter coat on this just to get it covered.
It's so crazy though, because like you really don't even need to use that much.
Yeah. No, this is very efficient.
We're really okay. Let's just let everyone in on this. So, Ian and I know those of you who are here, you've watched some of the integrations and some of the products that we've done. We're not going to say which ones. We weren't exactly crazy about.
We're not really like sales
But
people.
like we had a contract and we just had to and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't. Some of it wasn't good, and some integrations that were offered to us, we tried the product and we said absolutely not. Like we had to back out of a contract.
But I've had this relationship with Eastwood. That's why I was like,
This
yeah, let's do
Eastwood
this.
product, we were a little nervous because, you know, live and we want to like be cool. But this actually, I'm super impressed.
But I thought also, let's just see what it's about, right?
Yeah.
You have me. I am a novice painter. You know, I've done stuff, but we're going live. We're going to show you exactly what's up.
Yeah.
If we trip over the
That's kind of
tarp.
why we stopped doing integrations, because they wouldn't send us the products first to try. And so we're like, no.
Yeah, so that's the end of 16 ounces. That's a pretty long range of coverage, I
Wow.
think. Again, this isn't a thick coat on this one at all. But
Is it picking up the wind, you guys? Can you hear all the slamming around going on around us?
I was like, there's a herd of bison coming through the parking lot. Yeah, cool. Just use
Yeah, they said they can hear the wind.
it's moving.
Pretty windy.
So I went out to the ranch the other day. We were on vacation and it blew the doors off of the workshop. You've heard about all these fires and the gale force winds in Southern California. So out there at the ranch, the wind was excessive.
How much paint did you pour in the tray? How much primer did you use?
16 ounces.
Okay.
So has done a first coat on 1, 2, 3 fenders and the hood. So I think I'm just gonna do
Do you guys want to watch me paint the last fender? I'll do it. If you guys say yes and hit the like, I will do it again.
I'm gonna have to use some adaptation because we don't have a 4-ounce measured cup. Let's see what we got.
Yay. Okay, everyone said yes, so you got to figure it out, Ian.
All right, let's not trip over that.
Yes. Yeah, Henry, so this is a new product from Eastwood. So he said it's the first time he's ever seen someone paint on primer.
Yeah, so
Or
you
roll
can
it
look
on.
it up on our links that we
Oh, yeah.
provided. But
So I don't have a moderator in here today, unfortunately, but the link to it is in the description of our video. If you use full custom 10, you get 10% off. And yeah.
And yeah, that's what's happening. All right, we got to find a place to put our acetone. I know, we'll use that Cascade bucket you lent me yesterday.
So if you guys haven't, those of you that are on here, if you have not seen the mini bike trike video that we posted today, check it out. It's so much fun.
All right, I'm gonna swap this fender, then I'll mix some paint, and we're off.
Okay.
And if this was a real paint booth, you wouldn't see me putting these panels on the floor.
Clutching my pearls.
We would actually just paint these and walk away, but
Danny, you're welcome. We love Wonder Hussy. She's hilarious. Sidetrack Steve is also really cool too. I'm low-key excited I get to paint this thing now. I was nervous before, but now I know what to
put
expect.
another little tie wire on that so we don't lose it.
Trevor, it's vertical because I forgot to schedule the live horizontally. I apologize. CJ5, I'm terrified of heights, so that would never happen.
Yeah, last thing we want to do is paint this and have it slide off right onto the floor.
That would suck.
So you see how I'm picking them up and just laying them on the ground. I'm not touching any of the surfaces. I'm gonna hit this right here because that's a little bit weird looking.
Look at you
And then
guys
we'll paint.
seeing Ian just working.
Someone mentioned about the oils from our hands being on the fender, etc. And yeah, that's a real concern. So I did. This is an Eastwood product too.
I
so-
love that thing.
Yeah. So this was in the truck. It was rattling around on the truck paint. That's what that is. So. Get that off. And yeah, any comments you may have about the dust going over there, this is just a first attempt at trying this product.
Trying to move slow, not to mess with y'all's vertigo.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blow that off with air real quick.
Okay. So a few questions that I saw. Someone asked about the smoke from the fires. We did not see or have to experience any of that because we were actually in Hawaii when all that was happening. And we had a plan for, the dogs were boarded, and I had a plan for the cats should they have needed to be evacuated.
All right, so now we need a cup that we can.
Are there any solo cups in the office or in the camper?
Epoxy's gonna melt that solo cup,
Oh
guaranteed.
no. What about a coffee cup?
Paper coffee cup? That would work
There's
great.
coffee cups in the camper, I believe.
All right.
We have the camper here too, you guys, because just in case
Fire.
we would have to evacuate where we live in the mountains, at least we have a place to come to.
You can come down here to where nothing burns and
So
go
many
camping
people
for a while.
didn't. So we moved the camper here just to have it. Do, 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 do.
Mind if I use one of these jars?
No, use them, please.
Yeah, because they have measurements on
I
them.
save jars. That's why I save them. So if you guys, fun fact, I love to cook. And I like saving jars from spaghetti sauce and stuff because they have measuring. For those of you that don't know,
Yes, measuring.
they have measuring. Well, these are like the regular cannery ones, but the Classico and all that. Anyway, fun little fact.
All right, so let's see what we got now. This one is in cups and ounces.
So how many ounces do we need? 4?
I'm gonna do 8 ounces this time because we
Okay.
did 16 last. And we're only painting one panel. So if we have a little extra, we'll just apply that to the hood because it's probably been close to the time. All right, see if I can aim this. And the less that's in the gallon can, the easier it is to pour. You don't get the same drip problem.
That's funny. Yeah, rusty
4
about the
ounces?
jars. Yep. Yep.
We'll put 4 ounces of this. We'll mix it up. Yeah, wow, that really did blurp out of there the
No
first time.
pressure.
Wow.
It is blurping a little
I
bit.
know.
I bet you could like pour it in another cup and then pour it in there.
You know, I like your style.
That's what I would do.
Good thing we have 4 gallons of this. There it is, right
But
to
I'm
the 8.
just
Making a proper mess. Look at me go. Science. Is that mixer gonna fit in there?
Uh-oh. But if there's a lid, you can shake it.
You with the solutions.
There might be a lid in there. There may not be though.
How about that?
Or you can just do that.
How about that?
There you go. Ooh, it's like a bartender.
Mixology.
Everyone's like, pour the can on the side with the opening at the top.
Oh yeah, right, with that 1 gallon square can. We'll remember that. See, I told you, I can apply paint, but a painter, I am not.
Now I know what to bring to keep down in the shop because I have a million empty jars.
And there's still some in the house too.
Yeah.
So I'll rinse that out with acetone and we'll use it for next time because that worked out
Sweet.
just dandy. All right. Hope we're not doing anything terribly wrong.
I don't think we are.
I think the critiques would be, from the ultimate paint professionals, would be our surface prep is a little subpar. There's dust contamination potential in this room, but this is for the DIY in the garage person, so I thought that would be good to just go for it. Like, hey, here we are. We just threw down. We're going to try this stuff out.
Ooh, I get to paint again.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's time. Cool.
SJR, you showed up at a good time. I'm about to paint primer. Also, you guys, this product, for those of you that are interested, we put the link in the description of the video, and if you use the code FULLCUSTOM10, you get 10% off. So just let you
Yeah,
guys
I'm
know.
surprised that the leveling that does occur. You can see that panel is starting to get a little less glossy, but almost zero texture.
And it's interesting, you can see all the dings and stuff now.
Yeah. Yeah, each panel is going to need a considerable bit of love, but no crash damage, just your typical years and years of living alongside humans. That's what happens. All right, so I got this little pail cleaned, and let me clean my hands, and then we'll switch
Boom.
apparatus. Any questions coming on the list?
I don't know. Let's see. Ian's taking questions.
I have a funny story that kind of goes with the the scrolling of the comments. When I was in middle school, this is going back. So some kids in the AV class, audio video class, these brothers had a show, and I think it was on Fridays. It was called the Bizarro Quote Show. Did I talk about this before?
I don't think so.
It was like on public access, and they pitched it, and it was on for school kids. So it was basically like this, a scroll of comments on TV, and you would call up and be like, "You guys from Sleepy Hollow football suck. We're gonna take you out." And it was like a whole thing between middle school aged kids, and it was just like this, a scroll of comments.
That's funny.
And yeah, some got lost in the mix.
Of course. That's why I do have it set, this one, like 60 seconds, kind of in between. You can't send more than one, like you. SJR, no, this is roll-on.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. That's why we're doing it with this. No spray.
Yeah.
This is roll-on primer. All right.
So wait, I'll take it over there. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
you are set to go.
Got it?
All right. So, here we are. Yeah. If you're not familiar, I know you just asked about that. It's Eastwood. It's called OptiFlow Roll-On Primer. It's a whole kit. So we're going to do the Zephyr with it. It's a self-leveling roll-on primer. And I got to tell you, it does level really well. The foam rollers are really, really fine. Finer than anything I've seen, like from Home Depot or whatever.
Oh boy. So is this one gonna move?
Yes, but it has a wire to the frame there, so it won't fall ever.
Ever.
Move around without making our audience dizzy.
I know. It's like nerve-wracking. I felt when I took that from you, I felt the warmth from your hands because you don't want to drop it.
So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. I don't know how to say that. Wouter Walhout. Someone said fast drying. They claim 30 minutes between coats, so I guess a 30-minute tack time. And while she's spraying that, I'll walk over. Well, you just saw the hood. That was the first piece we did. So we're about an hour into this, so it's probably around 30 minutes at this point. I don't want to touch it, but you can see the gloss has really gone down on it. So it would be time for a top coat at this point. But we're not going to have time on this broadcast for the
We'll
next
come
coats.
back and do that.
Yeah, but each one of these fenders, we're going to do a second go around.
Yeah, it does. It rolls on really nice. I'm super impressed by this.
Charles is asking if we need to primer the underside of the panels. Yes, we do. This is the first step I mentioned earlier. Because the car was sandblasted, we wanted to start getting some direct-to-metal primer on this. So if we touch it, we're not getting oil from our hands, we're not getting any condensation or rust. Anthony Malone says it's the second time he's seen this product, but we're giving more information. That's why we chose to do it live. This is not an infomercial.
Because I couldn't imagine editing this video, honestly.
This is us actually painting our car.
Like, I
Look
thought
at that
about
dent right there. We're gonna have to get into that.
I thought about the edit, and I was like, how would I make that remotely interesting?
Yeah, because then it comes off as staged. You know, you could pull anything off a little smoke and mirrors,
Right.
but
No, this is an honest review, you guys.
and you can see there is a little bit of orange peel, but in minutes. So this is lead, so that's why it's so textured. But you can see the line right there where the lead stops, and this stuff levels out in the course of minutes.
And something I wanted to share with the YouTube audience today was I'm not interested in learning how to weld. The grinder scares me. But this kind of stuff, definitely.
Someone just asked if this was sandable. Not in the way that you would sand a high build primer. This is the first coat. This is direct to metal. So I'm sure if there was a defect or a run, you could sand it, but I think you would have to coat it again. And then the other gallon cans way back there on the table are the primer surfacer. So Eastwood gave us gallon cans of the roll-on, direct to metal, and the filler primer. And they also gave us catalyzed spray cans of both products. So you could get into the door jams, nooks and crannies, etc.
But we're not doing like in here in the...
That is just gonna be a simple spray out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can just let that be.
Yeah, and the underside of these fenders are gonna be undercoated. We're not going for like a full restoration, inside, outside paint job. This car's a driver. Trying to get this thing colored
drive it.
and on the road.
Because then we gotta get that Jeep.
What, this Jeep?
That I've looked at for 5 years.
So the Jeep has become more of a rolling piece of art in the shop. We just move it around because we got to get it back on the chassis. Pavement Mod asked if it's weldable. I don't think this product is. This is a catalyzed direct to metal primer. So it's for lack of a better term, like a plastic. I think the weldable primer kind of just burns away. Fred is asking if we will use a sandpaper and a blank of wood or a sander. I don't believe that this primer will be sanded at all because we're not getting any runs. I think after the 2 coats are applied, if anything, some Scotch-Brite. We would prep the surface with some Scotch-Brite.
It's not really running, like if you go a little too hard on it, but if you can paint a wall, like seriously, Ian was right.
Yeah, you see how glossy it is, and look at that dent right there. That's gonna be an easy one to fix. Most of the panels we're seeing are about that level of dentage. Someone said the Jeep reminds him of the show MASH. And I think that's plausible because the chassis is a 53, but the body's a 46. It's earlier. Mr. Smith is asking if you could put body filler over it. Yes, that's exactly what this is set up for. I don't know as for a fact, but I understand that it's better to put filler over this type of catalyzed primer than bare metal. I think the filler is porous, whereas this stuff is not. Again, no science behind that, just what I understand. If anybody has any real facts, let us know.
It really does not smell. Either that or I'm just used to it.
Well, it's got an odor, but it's nothing like
Yeah.
fiberglass resin.
Or like, yeah, the fiberglass resin. I can't even. I have to wear a respirator. I think I got it.
Someone's asking if there's a time limit to add filler. I don't think there would be. Again, I'm no scientist. I think within a day, you know, a lot of paints, you have a 24-hour sort of grace period, but I would scuff this stuff at least with Scotch-Brite if I was to put some filler over it. You know, you will get a really good chemical bond if it was fresh, but just like fiberglass or any other type of filler over paint in a car, you would want a good scuff and then apply your filler.
I think I got it.
Sweet. How much paint you got left?
A little bit.
Excuse me. So we are at 22 ounces of primer, did 5 panels, so that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what? We're not going to want to waste that primer.
No, we're not.
So I'm going to go ahead on the deck lid, and I'm just going to coat it, even though we're going to cut it later. We'll just use this up.
Okay.
Let me put this on the side. Yeah, we'll just use up what we have.
I might actually want to do the deck lid.
Okay.
I'm obsessed now. Ian does all the other work, and now I get to do the fun stuff. I get to
And with this one, feel free to use the bigger roller.
get my hands sturdy. I'm actually really enjoying this live. Who are you? I've dabbled in watercolor, but no, not really. I don't really
I'm
paint.
going to blow that dust off just to be sure.
I did paint pretty much every wall, though, at our ranch house.
And all the trim.
Living in the desert and all the trim. Oh, boy. Yay.
you.
So the bigger roller, you think?
No, I think that we'll just use this because it's already going.
Gotcha.
And this panel, I'll just fix that later because we can cut it back and re-primer it.
Yep, we can do that. What he said.
Look at that flawless transition. Whoa.
Oh yeah, the
Welcome
magic
to the
arm.
cameraman.
The magic arm. You have to hold on to the magic arm and the gimbal at the same time.
Well, now we know. I
Everybody went for a
almost
ride.
dropped the whole kit. Everybody see my shoes?
We're reversing roles today. A few people said that they wanted to see that. So here you go.
Yeah, I'm sitting here sipping on a cup of coffee. It's a good Friday. Tim Wanson is asking if it is epoxy primer. Yes, it is. You'll have the ability to rewind this once we're done with the live. And we'll do a little wrap up of what it is, but it's an Eastwood catalyzed. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, direct to metal epoxy primer, and it's self-leveling. That's why you have this ultra fine foam roller and almost no orange peel. If you were to use a large tipped spray gun, I've seen some really messy applications, and this is considerably smooth.
I'm not going to paint the latch.
Nah, that's stainless steel. That'll get polished back.
Okay.
Someone says it's got to be sandable if it'll take filler, and I agree with that. You're going to need some scuff to get filler on this once it's catalyzed and dry.
The deck lid is actually really easy to primer.
It comes with a really good instruction booklet too. We're not going to play sit down and discuss, but I'm sure you can access the directions online. I'm sure there's a readable like
And there's
PDF
a
or
link in the
something.
description to the Eastwood website, and you can use Full Custom 10 for 10% off.
Someone is commenting on your style, saying that by now they would be covered in primer.
Really? I know.
See,
You
her outfit
noticed?
is completely black.
I wore black for a reason today. I was challenging myself.
Yeah, well, I'm the one that usually gets covered, so there's that. But it doesn't like fly off the roller because I was doing some
No,
house
not
painting
like
and
house
it just
paint.
sprays everywhere. That's such a fine roller. It's great.
Yeah, it's like really nice.
Terry's asking, does it have to be on bare metal or can it go on paint? There's two products they sent us. So this is the direct to metal. The car was sandblasted clear and clean. And that's what this can is. There's another one that would be suitable for overpaint. that's kind of that. It really does give a cool shape. I mean, look at that deluxe fender, the way the headlight just peeks off of it.
So cool.
I love the 37. The 40s and 41s are nice too, but these are just a unique design with the whole
This
nose.
car is definitely our labor of love, that's for sure.
Yeah, look at that good crease on this fender. You really get it. There's some wrinklage down there. But that's cool. That's kind of our roadmap. We're going to have to go to each panel. Wow. Look at me go.
Ian, quit holding on to the magic arm. You have to have to hold on to the gimbal.
It's limp. Having a malfunction.
Uh-oh.
Or crooked.
Come on, Ian.
I'm holding it together.
Pull it together, man.
I just did something.
Uh-oh. Did you go off?
Someone was asking what the original color of the car was. We don't know. Look, it's all
Let me fix
all mixed up. A little reset.
Here we go.
We're
Okay.
back on traction.
Here, wait.
Okay.
Stay
I
with
gotcha.
us, guys. Hang on to this. If you hang on to this, you have to hang on to that.
I just noticed
like a
that.
steering wheel.
I noticed that twice.
That's why I have the magic arm, you notice?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, that's what the other microphone used to be on, but now it's just, I don't know, it's more comfortable. All right,
That's what happens when you give a novice a camera, this fancy handle.
Well, we're doing the upside down days, switch Freaky Friday, right? Or they switch roles.
Someone said you can use this primer over paint, so okay.
That's
take
cool.
We'll take that as your statement.
So what now? What's next? What do I paint next?
You still got material left?
A teeny tiny. Like, really now. I can just put,
Well, you stick it on that car right there.
really?
Really?
Should I, like the door or something?
I mean, you could put it anywhere. It's all going to get primered in the end.
Oh my gosh, this is, well, it's not a virgin car, but
All right.
I was really excited when Eastwood was like, they wanted us to try this, and I
Yeah.
see my intuition was correctamundo.
Yeah, so she's just using up what's left in the tray and on the roller. So we'll get back to this. Again, I'm sure you could just sand the heck out of this stuff and reapply. Because once we get into the rust, or rather, once we get into the collision repair on this deck lid, we're going to have to touch up, etc. But you can see right around the handle, it got bashed in pretty well. But I'm going to walk back to the hood.
Yeah, and I'm just about done.
So this is the first piece that we coated, and I'm getting right down in it. So you can see that orange peel right there. So that's both the texture of the sandblast and a little bit of texture from the roller. So I'm thinking, even if you had like a 320 grit DA, you could blast that down. This is only one coat on there also, so we wouldn't want to sand it just yet. It will just hit metal again.
Because the whole car does have to be sanded, right?
Over and over and over.
Can hardly wait. All right. My job is done.
Cool. Well, I don't know how you want to wrap this up. Maybe we'll give one more overview of what this product is.
Yeah.
That was pretty simple. And again, at the wrap up of this, for cleanup, all we have is this little bit of acetone that we wash things out with. So there's no spray gun to clean. The rollers get popped off and tossed in a landfill somewhere.
The Mojave landfill. Question, will it work on aluminum?
You'll have to go to the manufacturer.
Yeah,
for that.
you'll have to look at that. But I'm gonna turn it around, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Hello. I put on makeup for you guys today.
And I didn't. Once again, it's the Eastwood OptiFlow system.
Thanks for watching us paint a car.
We got some stuff done. That's cool.
Sorry about the vertical. It just is what it is.
And the cameraman, hey, I'm bound to make mistakes.
But now we're gonna go have tacos. And we wish all of you a very happy weekend. I'll be posting some shorts this weekend. No YouTube vids, because we did a double header today. I should have waited Anyway,
I'm working on the Cadillac behind
Yeah.
the scenes because there's a bunch of boring stuff. So I'm just doing time lapse of
Yeah.
the doors, etc. So we're
Yeah.
still working on it.
and we're gonna start doing lives like this every single week. We're deciding between Wednesdays and Fridays, Wednesdays or Fridays. So
However it works out.
yeah,
We'll be here.
so we'll give more notice next time. I just came up with this idea this morning, and that's how it goes. So hit the like button. Remember the description for this product. The link is in the description. Use Full Custom 10 to get 10% off. And also we have a new Facebook group that is a private group trying to keep the scammers out. So please answer the questions so we know that you're a real person.
We only
And
want real people.
the answers are Dude, Victor, George, Barris, Gene, Ian, whomever you think the king of customs is. And I forgot what the other question is. Anyway, you have to agree to just not be rude in the group.
I thought
so.
the other question was green or red salsa.
I'd go
Trying
with
to
green.
decide.
Anyway,
We're going for tacos.
love you guys. Happy
Thanks.
weekend.
See you next time.